Hi everyone. I promised about a week ago that I would do just a little update on the detached market. We went over condo sales about 10 days ago, I just wanted to touch on what's happening in the different with the different indicators in the detached market. So the big thing worth noting is that unit sales in Greater Vancouver dropped 34%, so basically a third, from April of 2017, which was a pretty hot detached market, to April 2018. We had a decrease in the buyer activity in the sales, and we're starting to have an increase in the inventory on market. So we've got, aside from a couple months last fall, we pretty much have the highest inventory since 2014 in Vancouver's west side and in North Van. And aside from a couple months last fall, it's the highest inventory since 2010 in detached homes in East Vancouver. So despite this climbing inventory, what we're seeing is longer days on market, but it hasn't really reflected in substantially lower prices. Most sellers are kind of holding strong, and there are people that are still buying, especially in good areas. But I think those buyers are getting a bit more value, and they're being able to take more time, and there's not as worried about going subject free. So despite these changes and maybe a bit more of a buyer's market we're going into, we haven't seen substantial price decreases, but we're just seeing better opportunities and a better buying environment. So we're watching to see what's going to happen in the upcoming months, because a lot of this sort of slower market is a result of the mortgage qualification changes from the federal government that came into effect Jan 1, and a few interest rate bumps that have happened over the last sort of 9 months, and also the NDP policy changes that came in February. So these are kind of compounding to slow the market, but hard to say how long that might slow the market and when it's going to go back up. There was a realtor quoted in a Business in Vancouver article last week who stated this would be the 7th cycle change I've seen since 1992. So the markets run up, and then they soften, and they run up, and they kind of trend in this direction with some ups and downs. So the way I'm kind of communicating this to clients is I think there's going to be really good interest or really good entry points in the upcoming months. And in the long term, the detached market has the most fixed supply. We're adding condos, we're adding townhomes. Detached is fixed. We're not able to add any more of those in East Vancouver or really in the Lower Mainland. So in the long run, those will always appreciate well. So if you're getting in at a good point in a buyer's market and you have a long-term horizon, I think that there's going to be some really good opportunities coming. So I wouldn't shy away from this market too much. But if you want to look at those fundamentals, you want any stats, or you want to talk about specific areas, shoot me a message, and I'd love to chat.